Hello there, everyone. Right now it's 4:01 on Wednesday, November 4th. Today is Lucky's birthday. How wonderful. Happy birthday. That's all for now. I hope you all have a lovely day. Oh, what should I get? What should I get Lucky for his birthday? Ooh. Hey, Melodious of Kamara. How are you doing? What should I get Lucky for his birthday? Ooh, should I give him a pumpkin? I'll bet he'll eat a pumpkin. A shirt. I mean, he's got a graveyard-themed house. So I could put a graveyard-themed thing in his house. A pirate bandana. A clump. Okay, I didn't mean to do that, but whatever. Let's see, what pumpkins... I know I still have pumpkins from yesterday. Let me readjusting the mic. Let's see. I've got... Why do I feel like I should have an orange jack-o'-lantern somewheres. But I don't. Is there still a Halloween decoration up somewheres that I didn't know about? I mean, we can make a new one. I have pumpkins still lying around. How do I not have an orange... Did I forget a Halloween decoration somewheres? Oh, shit. I'd never seen that. That's what the bamboo sphere looks like? That's kind of neat. There we go. Spooky lantern. Yeah, and we should go give it to Lucky. Yeah, let's go celebrate Lucky's birthday. Give us something to actually celebrate after everything that happened last night. Oh, God. We'll talk about it. We will talk about it here in a minute. Probably when we go island hunting. Praise be unto Helix. Yeah. Oh, God. It was a long night last night. I'll start with that. Lucky's house is just right here, so we can go say hi to him. Oh, and Zucker's here. Of course Zucker's here. Our two lazy boys. Thanks for hanging out with me on my really cool birthday celebration. How you doing, Zuck? Yeah, you're here to celebrate Lucky's birthday too, huh? Oh, I sure do love birthday parties. I've given them the same voice. So yeah, I've been looking forward to today birthday party so much. You get to eat cake, you get presents. Being a birthday boy is real neat. Did you bring me a present? You know I did. Have a spooky lantern for your spooky house. Whoa. What? A spooky lantern? Are you sure I can have this? Wow, this is the best. Thanks for the gift, Rouch. What a great birthday. It is a lot of... It's $5 million bells worth of turnips. It's a lot of turnips. Birthdays are the best. Lots of presents, lots of cakes, lots of friends having fun. Birthdays need to happen more than once a year, Rouch. Look at him. I actually do have to check my turnip prices. They might start going up. They could go up tomorrow or Friday. But I'd love for them to start going up now. That makes me feel way more confident than having to wait until Friday. Oh, I didn't post the Discord notification. There we go. Yeah, I hate waiting for results like this. Oh God, we are in hell. Well, no, actually, right now we're on peaceful little island. How do you eat your birthday cake? I tried cutting into slices. I just jabbed a fork into the whole thing. I've grabbed handfuls. Oh, I've never smushed my face into a cake. I got to do that one. Seems kind of obvious, really. Hey, hold up. I want to tell you a thing. Thanks for coming today, buddy. I really dug the present, too. Come over anytime and chill. Ah, Lucky. I know he's our most recent addition, as of now. But, he's cool. I'm glad I had him for Halloween. Alright, let's go gather some mushrooms. And get some fossils. Yeah, those are the two things we have to do. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the reason I didn't have an orange lantern is because I put it on display here. Yeah, that's it. Okay. For a second there, I was like, am I forgetting something? Nah, well, I was, but... I have a fair bit of bells. I think it's probably around 20 million. I don't know. I've been playing the turnip stock market hard, and I have had some successful ventures. I've had some 500 days in the past. Not always. In 1 week, I had a 500 day, and I forgot to buy turnips that week. That was a disaster. But other than that, I've had some successful turnip ventures. What about you? You done how much you've done good with money? I've seen some crazy numbers. I've seen people who have over 100 million, and oh God, it's cocoa bananas. It is utter bonkers. No, not really. Yeah. I just try to keep an eye out. And play probability. And the one time I didn't, it completely backfired on me. I'm still trying my hardest. The pumpkins I'm ignoring. There's a flower. Ooh, some of these were success. I see that one's a success. Are all 3 of these successes? Oh shit, that's fantastic. Oh shit, that's one step closer. I mean, we still need more, like always, but that's one step closer. Holy shit. We still gotta find the money tree. I've never really saved up whenever I have enough money for selling land, buying furniture, and building things. Yeah. I was always like putting like small investments into turnips every week. I mean, sometimes I'd forget, but I was always trying to put like small investments. And then at one point, I just put in like, and then once I had enough money, I was like, you know what? Let's put Let's put 1,000,000 bells in worth of turnips. And that week, I had like a 570 price. So that so I made like 500 something, 500,000 something something. I think that was a 5,000,000 week. I don't know. I've made some good money. I've made some good money off turnips. Other than that, you have pumpkins, which my field produces a good 100K every 3 days. And you have Fruit Island here, which, I mean, look at this sucker. This produces about 1,000,000 a month, give or take. So I didn't see the money tree today, but I saw the other stuff. I cannot believe how much pumpkins are worth. Yeah, pumpkins are worth good money. And I never thought to sell them till after Halloween. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm growing, I had 98 pumpkin seeds, and they sell for well over 100K. Yeah, pumpkins sell for some stupid good money. But you have to water them, and admittedly they do sell more. Like, just those 98 pumpkins sell better than all my fruit trees. I am, however, like, I would consider doing it like, oh, what if I just permanently get rid of my fruit island? But I do worry that, like, once at some point the pumpkins are just going to disappear, right? That because you can no longer buy pumpkin starters or anything. So I'm like, it's only a matter of time until they disappear. I was expecting them to disappear on November 1st, and I was genuinely surprised when they didn't. Like, there was a good chance they were going to disappear on November 1st. But no, so, I mean, I'll enjoy turnips for now. Yeah, I was totally expecting them to go, like, or December is now my guess. Because they're just too good to be true. Right? Like, it's so cool to have them. Alright, let's turnips. I've got the election trackers open. Oh god. We'll talk about that in a minute. Alright, let's sell everything. Do I need a bucket of water? No, I think I already have one, actually. Alright. For all this, a total of 14. Okay, that's not too much, but it's not that big of a deal. Let's see our turnips. Turnip price. Current price is 62. Okay, that's not great, but we still have until tomorrow afternoon for our prices to start going up. So if by tomorrow afternoon, we have until, Thursday afternoon for our prices to start going up, and then we'll sell on Friday. I don't think I have anything more to do down here. I guess we should go water flowers. Yeah, let's go do that. Yeah. Alright, so this one is good, right? That's a yellow. Oops. Which means this purple is good. And that's a yellow, which means this purple is good. Yeah, no, our purples are coming along. I mean, slow and steady, I guess, but we're getting there. We sure are getting there. Because, yeah, that should be 3 yellows and 3 purples. Yeah. Oh, fantastic. So we can drop off these down here. Yeah, those are all... So these are all of our good purples. We've got, what, 8 of them so far? I mean, it's a fair bit. These are all of our blacks, and these are our moderate purples. We need, what, 3 of the moderate purples? So there's 1. Here's 2. And here's 3. So yeah, we're one step closer to having blue roses. I mean, we should probably start. We should really start breeding those purples to try to get whites, like the ones we just plucked. I probably should start doing that. Because it's only a matter of... Because we're going to start needing whites, and then we'll breed the whites with the blacks. And then we'll just, like, breed the whites 10 times over. Because they need to breed with, like, tons of things. But we're getting closer. We are getting closer. Let's also water these. Look at our chair bear off smelling the roses. Let's kill this. And let's get this one. All right, let's go. Oh, there goes our watering can. We'll have to buy a new one. Yeah, let's go buy a new one. And we can throw away the roses while we're at it. The ones we don't need. Alright, let's toss these. And we gotta go pick up our Nook Miles tickets. I still have a bunch in the house, I think. At least I should. I mean, I've used a few, but I don't think I've used that many per se. All right. Oh, we should also probably head in here. Well, I'm here. You know, I hope, I don't know if it's true, but I hope Gullivar gives, like, a traditional pirate eye patch. Because there is this eye patch. Did I need a... I don't remember. Because there is this eye patch. But it's just, like, I wish there was, like, a cool, like a pirate eye patch. Maybe Gullivar gives one, but I'm not sure. Gullivar did give the better beard, so it's possible. Because the default beard sucks. So yeah, we've got this empty plot today. Nobody's here. And so we're going to go out looking at random islands to try to find somebody to replace them with. Hopefully we'll find somebody cool. I'm looking for a smug villager. I don't remember all the villager types off the top of my head. There's one particular one I have in mind, though. And anybody else is just kind of like a bonus. But I know somewhere's in here I have a bunch of Nook Miles tickets. Here we go. Yeah, let's grab 15 for the moment. I don't know if we'll use them all, but we'll just grab them for now. Alright. Let's go on an adventure. Somewhere over the rainbow. I wasn't making a Wizard of Oz joke. I was actually making a Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared joke. Even though Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared is, all, I think, making fun of Wizard of Oz. Aren't they bringing that back at some point? Because I did like the original 5 episodes, right? I thought the original 5 Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared they were pretty good. So I was always like, oh yeah, I'm down for some more of it if they want to do that. And I thought they said they did, but I haven't heard anything about it since. That was a while ago. Alright. Yes, yes, Wilbur, we know. We're going to be talking to him a lot today. Alright. Bees and trees. I see a fossil right there off the bat. I would love to find a rare island, but of course, knowing me, I rarely do. Oh god, who are you? So, I should probably talk about... So, yesterday, here in the United States, was the presidential election. I did watch it. I also, admittedly, I had it going in the background for a while I was playing Pikmin 4, or Pikmin 3, and we'll talk about that, because yeah. But, so I was watching the election. It started off hopeful enough, right? It was like, okay, right? This is like an hour or two, and I was like, okay, this isn't bad, right? Biden might, there's still hope that Biden might flip Texas. He's doing decent in Florida. He might flip Georgia. He might flip North Carolina. Oh, right, this isn't going too bad. So this was like an hour, between like an hour and 2 hours in. Then, I don't know, around like 3 hours in, it was just clear that like, oh no, this isn't going well. Of course, there was always the, not all ballots are going to be counted today, right? Like, I was aware of that. But around 3 hours in, it was just kind of like, oh no. Oh no. Who are you real quick? Norma. I'm not interested, Norma. But yeah, so about 3 hours in, it was like, oh, no, okay. And then it kept going, and, right, he took some of the obvious states. There were some that, like, I didn't know if he was going to take Arizona, and I don't think, I should look right now. I don't think Arizona's been called yet for Trump, or for Biden, I mean, but it was like, oh, it might be. Right, like, that was kind of looking uneven, but Trump took Florida, he took, way later on in the night, he took Texas. But it was just like, oh yeah, like I was waiting honestly like 5 hours in. So this was around like 9, 10 o'clock. I was expecting Trump to come out and give his like victory speech. Because it was very clearly favoring him. And he gave that speech. He just gave it a little later. Even though it's clear he hasn't won. And there's still a long way coming. But yeah. Actually, real quick. I saw a fish down here. I do want to catch that, because, you know, I'm always interested in that. But yeah, so, like, I was a lot less optimistic after, I don't know, this was, like, at 8 or 9. This is a tuna. Or this is not a tuna, this is a snapper. I don't know, I'm always interested in catching dockfish, just in case. So I was a lot less optimistic after that. States kept coming in. Pennsylvania came out and was like, hey, we have a lot of votes that mail-in ballots that still need to be counted, right? Because the Republican Party specifically came in to states like Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Georgia and told them they aren't allowed to count mail-in votes until after the election was over. So that's why things are still going on today. But I was kind of like, right, as of like a certain point, Trump was winning in Pennsylvania. Trump was winning in Michigan. Trump was winning in Wisconsin. He's winning in North Carolina. He's winning in Georgia. I was like, oh God, it's going to happen again. Like, the hope was that Biden would do so well that by the end of the night, even without mail-in ballots, he'd be winning. That's not what happened. Nope, that was not what happened. And Biden came out around like 10 to 11-ish and gave a speech saying that, no, I'm not conceding. We're not calling this. There's tons of mail-in ballots that that still need to be counted. We're going to be here. We're going to take Pennsylvania. We're going to take Michigan. We're going to take Wisconsin. We might even take Georgia and North Carolina, right? Just stay here. We'll be here. And then little later, Trump got called in Florida as he won. Trump got called in Texas that he won. Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of hopes of flipping Texas, and from what I hear, there are still like a lot of mail-in ballots that need to be counted in Texas, especially in like is it Travis County? I think it's Travis County. But I don't think Texas is going to flip. There was a lot of hopes to flip Texas, but it looks like that's probably not going to happen. I can already tell you it's not. But there was hopes, right? People were going in, and by the 2024 election, Texas might flip. That's a real possibility at this point. But I was very, like, doom and gloom last night. But as time went on, I was like, you know what? Okay, right? I started feeling a little better. I was like, okay, maybe it isn't all doom and gloom. And then Trump gave his fucking speech last night. Right, basically after all the votes had been counted in. Kid, I'm not interested. Basically, by the time, like, polls closed in Alaska, Trump came out and gave his speech saying that, hey, okay, so there's two things. Two big things I want to say. Or what he said. One is that while he's not winning in Nevada and Arizona, they should keep counting votes in Nevada and Arizona because he might win Nevada and Arizona. But two, they should also stop counting votes in Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Georgia, where Trump is currently winning. Right? Of course he was going to say that. But that's what he came out and said, that he want, right? And that in order to make sure he wins, he's going to go to the Supreme Court and tell them to make it that so that any vote cast after midnight doesn't count, or that any vote cast after like 7 p.m. after the polls closed, not specifically mail-in ballots. So unless your vote was counted by the time polls had closed, your vote doesn't count. That's what he's trying to do. He is I've called Trump a Nazi. Right, I've compared his tone to Hitler, but at least Hitler knew when to quit. Trump doesn't know when to quit. He's going to fight this thing fucking tooth and nail, because he's probably going to lose. I'm not going to say any... Right now, we'll talk about what happens in the day since then. But it's... Trump came out and said that, oh, because I'm winning as of this moment, I'm going to declare myself the winner of this election. He came out, and a bunch of Republicans have said that no. Even fucking Ben Shapiro, worst person you know of, came out and was like, no, Trump shouldn't have called it last night. He shouldn't have claimed himself the victor. Because he might not win. We'll see. I mean, votes are still being tallied. But, yeah, Trump came out and declared himself victor, and that he wants, because he knows that if mail-in ballots get counted, he's going to lose. Specifically in Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania. Maybe Pennsylvania. We'll see about Pennsylvania. But specifically in Michigan and Wisconsin, which, yeah, that has happened. So Trump came out and said that. And yeah, no, if that go right, Trump can say it all he wants, but if we let him fucking get away with this and make all of those votes, all those mail-in votes not count, then democracy is dead in this country. Democracy is fucking dead in this country. And it's time to resort to more extreme means. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But we cannot let Trump get away with this. That's the death of... Having all those people voted, right? Millions of people voted by mail. And the Republican Party specifically came out and made sure their votes weren't counted until after election, right? So these people could have voted over a month ago, but the Republican Party forced the states not to count their votes until after the election, and then are telling them that, oh, well, now that election day is over, you can no longer count those votes, right? None of those votes count. That's exactly what they're trying to do. As I've always said, if you think your vote doesn't matter, then why the fuck are the Republicans trying so hard to take it away from you? Right? Why the fuck are they trying so hard to make sure all these mail-in ballots don't count? Because your vote does matter. It really fucking does. From there, So yeah, that's where it ended last night. I know Trump's already sent some sort of appeal or something. I don't know. I know specifically in Pennsylvania, he wants all the votes cast after 7 p.m., right? Basically, if your vote hadn't been counted by 7 p.m., your vote doesn't count. Because, again, he fears he's going to lose Pennsylvania. And he might. So that happened. And then as of the... Right, so last night I was very doom and gloom. I mean, it was looking better by the end of the night. But this morning I got up... And both Michigan and Wisconsin have flipped. Michigan and Wisconsin are flipped. So they're both... And as of right now, as of me streaming this right now, they have both been called for Biden. Right? With 98% of the votes in Wisconsin and 97% of the votes in Michigan. Those two states have been called for Trump. Of course, Trump immediately came out and was like, no, there's actually a bunch of like fake vote, right? There's like a bunch of Trump votes that have been thrown away, and there's a bunch of fake votes. I think he was calling for like a recount in Michigan. Right. It's 2000 all over again. Philadelphia is going to be the hanging chad, even though Biden might not need Philadelphia, even though if he really gets Philadelphia. But yeah, so right now, as the electoral college stands, according to the sources I use, it's 253 votes for Biden, 214 votes for Trump, 71 remaining. Some places have already given Biden Arizona, because Biden's going to take Arizona as well. He's about 100,000 ahead. So he's probably going to take Arizona. That brings Biden up to 264. In which case, he only needs 6 votes to win. And as of this moment, he is currently winning by 8,000 votes in Nevada. He is winning by 8,000 votes in Nevada, which is enough to get Biden the win. That doesn't mean he will. And who knows what shenanigans Trump is going to pull. But shenanigans beget shenanigans. So we'll fucking see. But as of this moment, Biden is technically winning. And in Philadelphia, the votes for Biden, the margin between Biden and Trump keep narrowing. Last night, there was about a 500,000 vote margin. As of right now, it's... let me do some math real quick. I'm from Philly, yeah. As of right now, it's, I'm gonna pull up a calculator just because I could do this in my head, but I'm not going to. It's basically a 2,000 vote it's basically a 2,500 vote difference. Trump's lead since this morning has been cut in half, and they've only counted about 85% of their votes. So there is a chance that between Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania is going to flip. And if Pennsylvania flips, there's nothing Trump can do. I mean, even if he does, Biden's going to take Arizona. But even if he doesn't, Pennsylvania gives him the win right there. Pennsylvania is, 20 electoral votes? That gives him the win right there. Of course, Trump is going to try his damnedest to contest it. He really is. Trump is real. And if he gets away with it, then democracy is dead. Right? The fact that he's forcing all these votes not to count. Nope, democracy is... If he gets away with it. But I hope to God he doesn't. I hope to God he doesn't. Biff, you're not who I'm looking for. God, there were so many cherries on this island. Other than that, North Carolina is... they haven't been counting any votes all day. Like, Nevada, last night, Nevada had about an 8,000 vote difference. As of right now, it's still an 8,000 vote difference. Nevada has not been counting votes for some reason. I don't know, maybe they're all just saving it. I don't know what's going on in Nevada. They haven't counted anything. Arizona hasn't counted anything. And North Carolina hasn't counted anything. From what I've seen, maybe other places have reports, but where I'm looking, nothing. I was waiting for Biden to win the electoral but lose the popular. See people freak. When it comes to the popular vote, in actuality, Biden is winning the popular vote by over 3 million votes. Even if, let's say Trump flips Nevada and wins, right? Let's say Trump holds on to Georgia, holds on to North Carolina, holds on to Pennsylvania, and manages to flip Nevada, which is a possibility. By the way, that's a total possibility. And Nevada would be... This entire election might go down to Nevada. Real talk. That 8,000 vote difference right there might go down to just Nevada. There. I mean, Nevada still has tons of votes to count, but right now it's an 8,000 vote difference, which is crazy. Again, every vote counts. But, where was it? But even if Trump is able to win the Electoral College, he's still going to lose the popular vote. There is nothing Trump can do to get the popular vote back. It's a 3 million difference. No, there's no... Biden's won the popular vote, without a doubt. Now, can he win the electoral? We don't know. It's definitely more... I'm definitely more hopeful now than I was last night. But, it could go either way. Really, it all hinges on Nevada and, I guess, Pittsburgh, or Pennsylvania. I mean, it really is Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. That's where all the votes are being counted right now. So it really is just those two cities and maybe like a few other counties. It really goes down to those two. But yeah, I mean, if Biden takes Pennsylvania, that's a big deal. If he doesn't... I mean, he can still win without it. It'd be a nice get. It basically cements his victory. Basically in Pittsburgh and Philly and red almost everywhere else. That's how, if you actually look at the electoral maps, that seems to be how it works in most places. Rural areas are red and cities are blue. But because cities make up a vast majority of a state's population, that can change the state. Like one of the few exceptions I can think of is Oklahoma. Oklahoma City is red, but only by like a few thousand votes. Right? Oklahoma City is one of the few like massive cities that are red. Even in like I can pull up which state? Like I can pull up Mississippi right now, and Jacksonville is blue. Right? I can pull up Alabama, and Montgomery is blue. Cities tend to be blue while rural areas tend to be red. And somehow the two balance each other out in some ways. I don't know. It just shows how divided we are as a country. Yeah. But also, so that's the presidential news. We've still got... Philadelphia has until Friday to count their votes. And so that's still going to have some time. There's going to be a ton of lawsuits going on between the Democrats and the Republicans about like Wisconsin, Michigan, Philadelphia, whatever happens or Pennsylvania, whatever happens in Georgia, whatever happens in North Carolina, right? Supposedly there's a ton of mail-in ballots in southern Florida that are just sitting in post offices right now. I think we've met Frigga before. I feel like we have. So yeah. Like Georgia specifically, like when it all comes down to cities, the population of Georgia is 11 million. The city of Atlanta is 6 million. The city of Atlanta is more than half the population of Georgia. Or, the Atlanta greater area. So that's why everyone's like, hey, Georgia might flip, because votes in Atlanta might be high enough that it might flip the state. Right? That just that one city alone has over half the population. So if enough people vote in just the city, then yeah, that's enough to flip the state. And Atlanta is a blue state. As of right now, there is less than a 50,000 difference. About a 50,000 difference between Trump and Biden in Georgia. Earlier today, that was over 100,000. So that gap is also narrowing. How much more will it narrow? We'll see. Yeah. So that's the presidential election. It has been an absolute clusterfuck. It's been up and down. At the start, I was like all in, oh, Biden's going to do good. Then a few hours later, I was like, no, Biden's lost. Then a few hours later, I was a little bit more optimistic. But I was still kind of thinking Trump was probably going to win. But as of this morning, no, I'm a lot more optimistic. There's still a lot of work to be done, a lot of lawsuits, and hopefully Trump does. Every vote should count. Even if Trump was winning right now, let's say Trump took Michigan and Wisconsin, right? From mail-in ballots, every vote should still count. Every fucking vote should count. It spits in the face of democracy if they don't. I thought it was all... Last night when I went to bed, I thought it was all over. I woke up this morning and had to brace myself to look at my phone. Yeah, I was following the election all night last night. I ended up going... I had work for university, but after that... But right before that, I listened to Trump's speech, and it was just like... I knew he was going to do it. I knew Trump was going to declare himself the winner last night. But it's still, like, even knowing he was going to do it isn't enough to prepare you for him actually doing it. God damn it, that fucking Nazi trying to pull a fascism. Because this is what fascism is. This is totalitarianism right here. And anyone who says otherwise is a fucking Nazi. And this country is infested with Nazis. No, every fucking vote counts. There is Trump now. Of course, Trump's new angle is also trying to claim that there's massive voter fraud. That whether it be a bunch of fake Democrat votes or a bunch of Republican votes have been destroyed. Right, that's Trump's other angle. Of course, every instance of ballots that have been destroyed I can think of are Democrat votes from historically Democratic neighborhoods. Every like when anytime ballot box got set on fire, that was in a historically Democratic neighborhood. Yeah, no, there is no fraud. Any fraud coming from the Republicans is directed towards the Democrats. There is no fraud, right? Trump is completely full of shit. But he's going to convince people that there is some sort of fraud going on. That even though he is the president and has all the power, that somehow he couldn't rig the election, but Biden totally could. Somehow. No, he's completely full of shit. And that's not including, right, and that's not including things like the Republicans trying to destroy the U.S. Postal Service, the Republicans trying to suppress voters in minority neighborhoods, right, which they all did, right? Voting matters. If it didn't, the Republicans wouldn't trying to be taking it away from you, because they're fucking trying to. And they're really trying to make sure all these votes don't count, because they lose otherwise, because voting fucking matters. Though, okay, that's the election. We've been talking about that for over half an hour now. In good news, in good election news, well, okay, one more bad bit of election news. Proposition 22 passed in California. That was the proposition that would screw over all the Uber drivers and the DoorDash drivers and whatnot. Right, that Uber and Lyft and companies like that put over $100 million into. Yeah, that passed, so they got fucked. They don't realize they got fucked, at least some of them don't, but they absolutely got fucked on that one. That one fucking sucks. But in good news, several states passed legal marijuana. I am a big proponent of legal marijuana. I believe in decriminalization of all drugs, and we'll get to that in a second. Right, criminalization of drugs is fucking horrible, and it's one of the easiest fixes, which is why we should be moving forward with it. And in some places we are, but Arizona passed legal marijuana, which is fucking crazy because like 10 years ago, if you were caught with marijuana in Arizona, you would have been thrown in a fucking concentration camp. Arizona was a hard enforcer of illegal marijuana. Right, they were very strict. They didn't have medical or anything. And now it's legal. Now recreational is legal in Arizona. That's right. Again, for some of these states that were voting so Republican, a lot of them passed what are considered liberal policies. Right. Even though legal marijuana is actually popular amongst like 70% of voters. 70% of voters on both sides of the aisle actually support legal marijuana. And the fact that it's still considered a class 1 drug along with heroin is a shame in this country. An utter shame. But Arizona passed it, New Jersey passed it, and I want to say one of the Dakotas passed it. Rhonda. Yeah. I'm looking for a smug villager. But yeah, several... I want to say Mississippi also legalized recreational? Yeah, I think Mississippi legalized recreational, which is kind of crazy. I mean, I know most states have legalized CBD, and some, like Texas, even fucking Texas legalized CBD. And give it a few years, maybe even by 2022, Texas might legalize just full on. Right? That's a total possibility. But yeah, several states legalized marijuana, which is great. Speaking, but also drugs. Oregon fully decriminalized all drugs. Amazing. They're the first, right? Countries like Canada have seen massive success. Great rehabilitation numbers off of decriminalizing all drugs. And Oregon is the first state to finally do that. Fucking fantastic. Right? It's a small step, but it's going to go a long way. We need to decriminalize all drugs in this country. Now, for those who don't know, decriminalizing drugs is not making drugs legal. It just means that when you get caught on drug charges, they won't just throw you in prison, right? They won't just, like, lock you away for, like, 40 years, which is our current solution to drug problems, and it does nothing. Our current solution is just a revolving door. From here on out, we can actually help people. But, of course, America is built on just, locking people away, right? That's why our prison system is so privatized. Especially to disenfranchise African Americans and Latinos. Right? Marijuana and cocaine are specifically such high-class drugs in this country because Nixon made them so to force Latinos and African Americans not to vote. Right? Like, we've known marijuana is harmless, quote-unquote, since the 60s. And yet Nixon kept it illegal because he wanted to make sure Mexicans couldn't vote. That's a true thing he did. And of course every president after him followed suit. Yeah, local elections, the guy I voted for won, so yeah. I don't think the Senate's gonna flip. I don't know about the House, but I don't think the Senate's gonna flip, so that sucks. But hey, the guy I voted for won, so that's coolio. We did lose one of our other races, but like for a district I'm not in, but eh. Huh. But yeah, so election night was a fucking busy night last night. Oh, also Florida did a $15 minimum wage. Which, that sounds cool, right? The problem is, it doesn't go into full implementation until 2026. By then, a $15 minimum wage won't be enough. Right? Like, it's a $15 minimum wage is barely a living wage now. The thing we really need to get past is a adjustable living wage. One that, like, as interest increases, right, as like prices go up, so does the living wage to compensate with that. But of fucking course the baby boomers can't handle that. Just because they got college and a house for the price of a McChicken. Nope, they can't let anyone else do that, and as a result they've destroyed the economy. I mean, every Republican president since Reagan has had an economic collapse underneath their presidency. But nobody ever talks about that, especially because the Republicans care so much about the economy. But nope, there was a recession under Reagan, Bush Sr., Bush Jr., and now Trump. Right? But, oh, won't somebody think about the economy? Fucking terrible. They're all terrible people. Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm just keeping an eye on the election, as I will for the next freaking week. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. So when the election was like still young and I was still filled with hope and spirit and whatnot, I had my election coverage on my computer, and on the Switch I was playing Pikmin. I'm still really enjoying Pikmin. I'm at the point where I have all the fruit. So I have all the fruit in the game. I just now need to go get I just need to go beat the final boss now. Right, that's where I'm at. So at any point I could, like, if I played it right after this, which I probably won't, but if I did, I could go beat the final boss. That's totally an option. I might. I will. I might later tonight. I don't know. I've still got other stuff to do, but yeah, no, it's still a really great game, and I do really like when you go back to like the old areas and like go to get all the fruit. Basically get the 100% completion, because that, like, now that you have like all the Pikmin and whatnot, you can take full advantage of like all three of your captains and go to all the different areas and whatnot. There's a lot of fun to be had right now that you have basically now that the game is opened up to you completely. And yeah, no, it was really nice going back to get all the Pikmin. And now I just have to do the final trial, which I remember kind of being a nightmare in some ways, but I don't entirely remember the deal. It is going to be interesting to do it with 60 Pikmin, because I'm playing on the Ultra Spicy difficulty. Also, the Ultra Spicy difficulty, in some ways, it's like changed how I've done things, but I still barely feel like I have enough Pikmin to do stuff. So I've actually really enjoyed the Ultra Spicy difficulty. Ah, you're not who I'm looking for, Kevin. Ugh, Kevin. But yeah, no, the Ultra Spicy difficulty. I have like thousands of the Ultra Spicy sprays, because you can just, like, I'll take one of the captains and set them up like with like 10 Pikmin getting the Ultra Spicy sprays, and then the other two will like go, especially when I'm only missing like one or two fruit in the area. Or then I'll like, I'll set up a few to just infinitely collect the Ultra Spicy spray, and then go off and do other things, and then collect them back at the very end. So because of that, I've built up a ton of Ultra Spicy spray, and I've only ever used it like 2 or 3 times, specifically for like mini bosses. Like when I had to fight the hairy longlegs, I had to use it for that because, God, I hate the hairy longlegs. Both versions of it. God, what a pain in the ass of a boss. Like, the original Beady Longlegs was fine, but Hairy Longlegs just kind of adds these, like, extra steps, and I'm not really sure how I feel about it. It just makes it take longer. Even though Beady Longlegs is... Because, I mean, Hairy Longlegs is just Beady Longlegs with hair. And once you pull off all the hair, it just becomes Beady Longlegs. Oh, I was going to sell all my fruit. Oh, shoot. I should have done that. Because I have so much fruit on me, I was going to do that. Oh, wow, the wooden full-length mirror. That took us forever to get. So we already have all 3 of these. Yeah, so we can dump these on the beach, at least. I can also theoretically drop this snapper. Yeah. We'll worry about that later, because technically these cherries are more important than, like, some of the other things we have, like the peaches. But yeah, I've been enjoying Pikmin 4. Or 3. God, I keep saying 4 for some reason. I hope it's selling well. We won't know until Nintendo's next earnings meeting, which actually might be later this month, but I still don't think we'll know for a while. Because I know the third quarter is coming to an end. Maybe it comes to an end in January, actually. I don't know. I just hope Pikmin's selling well. Like, I hope it does over 1 million units. A lot of people are saying it won't, and I kind of see that. But I hope it does. I want Pikmin to do good, because it's a good game. It's such a good game, and I highly recommend it. And then after I beat it, I'm going to start working on the mission mode. Because I mean, I've done some of the mission mode, but there's still a lot more to do. Like, I think I've only been doing the collecting ones. Hey, it's Meringue. Well, hello. Wait, you came all the way from mine. You're definitely more well-traveled than me. Mom always says that magic is a chance encounter. Meringue's fine. Again, I specifically have just a few villagers in mind, and I haven't seen anyone that's like really interested me that much. In all honesty, yeah, I haven't seen anyone that interesting. I mean, Meringue is probably the most interesting one we've seen thus far. So I can, you know, let's just release the Red Snapper. It's worth an okay money, but I'm going to get a lot from these cherries. Because, God, Sister Fruit Islands give a lot of money. Even though we're probably going to have to drop some more things. Yeah, other than thinking about the election, that's more or less all I've been doing. I could get rid of, you know, let's get rid of the fossils. Let's actually drop 2 of them for now. I mean, we don't need fossils anymore, and it's just easier to sell fruit. Even though fossils are probably worth a decent amount of money. Let's drop this. Let's get this message in a bottle first. Ooh. We already know Pansy Reef, so we don't need that. Alright, let's hop back across. That looks kind of big, but... Yeah, it's been a very exhausting day. And I still have work to do for colleague. Or else I would go to bed right after this. That'd be nice. That'd be so nice. Yeah, Meringue's fine. It's just, it's not who we're looking for. I'm specifically trying to find somebody new, like... Because, as I've said, we've never actually had a smug-type villager before on the island. So that's specifically why I'm out here looking for one. Yep, go ahead. Alright, let's go. We still have 6 more tickets, so we might as well just use all of them. I think I came in with, what, 16 or 15? Something like that. We might as well just use all of them. And even our turnip prices should start going up tomorrow. I mean, there's the possibility they don't. But that's actually a low-ish possibility. We've got a better chance of them going up than anything else. This should actually be good money. Yeah, 84. That's basically an entire fruit island right there. A little more, but yeah. Tomorrow is actually a fruit day. We might I don't know if a villager moves, assuming we don't find anyone today, and a weird ass random villager moves in tomorrow. I am going to be worried, but but hopefully not. And tomorrow we'll just ignore Fruit Island. We might ignore Fruit Island until like Friday or Saturday. I don't know. It depends on what we find and when we sell turnips. Those two factors will probably change. I mean, we'll probably be selling turnips on Friday. That's our most likely possibility. I mean, I think it might be possible that we sell them Thursday morning, but that's kind of unlikely. I just opened up the I opened up the thing to check the turnips, and I've got the election pulled up. Biden's thing in Pennsylvania has shortened even more. Right, he's getting closer to surpassing him, and there's still 80. There's still 50. There's 14% of the vote to cast. Yeah, no, this is getting close. This is getting really fucking close. Yeah, no, we'll probably be selling our turnips on Friday, so that's in 2 days. I mean, there's a possibility we have a decreasing price, but that's not guaranteed or anything. So we'll probably be selling turnips Friday. Hopefully. I mean, my odds for selling turnips are looking about as good as Joe Biden's are in the election. Actually, they're looking a little better. Who knows? It could go. Honestly, we're at the point where it could go either way. It's leaning in favor of Biden, but that's no guarantee. Because Trump's going to take it to the Supreme Court. Because, of course, because if he doesn't, then, yeah. Who are you? A bluebird. A bluebird in a sweater. Are you Mordecai? Pierce. Are you here for the survival training? Well, I'm going to get back to surviving. Let me know if you need help lifting. So, I don't remember. I know I don't think he's one of the fitness guys, but he might be. I don't think so. He's okay. He's okay. So what else? Yeah, I was actually so I've got stuff on the main channel, right? And I put the core video out last month at some point. I don't remember when I did that. But I was actually, the next show I wanted to start, I was like, I should start. I haven't started it because I've been watching Animus, but I was considering starting it soon. I was thinking about that. I was like, yeah, it makes sense to actually like start this. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it, but I was like, maybe it's time I start this, right? Because I haven't watched, I've just been watching anime, and I watched The Good Place, which is still one of the best things on television, but I'm not going to do a video on that. Even though there's nothing, because I keep calling the channel dead and saying that I can just make whatever I want, there's nothing actually stopping me from talking about The Good Place, but, yeah. The one I do need to do is Super Science Friends. Go watch Super Science Friends. It's all on YouTube. It's free on YouTube. It is so worth it. I mean, you can back them on Patreon. I do recommend it. It's a great show, and I'd love to see another. I hope there's another season. Yeah, go watch Super Science Friends. It's fantastic. Okay, the 6th episode. Like, even for a guy who watches Animus, the 6th episode is just kind of But other than that, it's a pretty good show. Another bird, huh? Yeah, other than that, it's kind of it's in the 6th episode's but other than that, the rest of the show's pretty decent. Oh, it's you again. Okay, I definitely know we've seen this guy before. Or girl, I don't remember which is what. I don't remember which one. You know what? That would actually be kind of cool if in like either a future Animal Crossing or an enough update, they added a few non-binary animals. Like there's some that I already question the gender of, like where I'm not sure. But it'd be really cool to see some non-binary animals. Like, I feel like that would allow them to be, like, more flexible with it. And, well, and also it allow them to create some new personality traits. Because right now there's just the 8. And I've said before, I want to see them diversify more. I want to see more than just the 8 personality traits. I want to see some new specific ones. And yeah, do some non-binary animals. That'd be fucking great. We can actually we can hop down right here and call it good. Yeah, Iggly's not what I'm looking for. I have a very specific set of villagers in mind, and if I don't find any of them, then that's it. Right? I'm looking for these very specific ones. Honestly, it'd be easier just to go out and buy some amiibo cards, because I'd probably get it. We gotta put in the grind somewheres. Also, I might... Oops, not the right one. I might also take Olivia if I found her. I think I had mentioned in the past that, like, Olivia was the one villager I regretted skipping over. Because I actually thought she was snooty, but I kind of liked that. And at least for a while, I'd be willing to take in Olivia. I don't know. I don't think we'll find her, but I'd probably be willing to take in Olivia. Because she seemed kind of neat, and I don't know. The problem, it's just personality traits. Like, right? They're kind of shallow in this game, and right, it's just 8 traits, and it's more that it's more about the traits that you assign on to them. Right? Like, how do you treat your villagers? I do feel like conversations between 2 villagers gives a lot more information. But it's more about, like, what you prescribe onto them. Like, how, Audie and Whitney are married. Or how, I think I've described Zucker as a glutton in the past. I mean, his head is literally a takoyaki. Octavian's an asshole, and that's why I love him. Right? Nan's a little bookworm. Right? It's not about what traits like the villagers actually have, but what traits we as players prescribe onto them. And I have definitely prescribed some traits onto some villagers. Oh god, it's you. Nope, no interest whatsoever. I'm not even gonna waste my time talking to you. Right? It's about what traits you prescribe onto your villagers, which I don't actually think is the right way to do it. I would actually like to see some, like, unique character traits. Like, I wish characters like Big Top and Kid Cat actually had, like, a superhero trait within them, but they don't, and that kind of sucks. Right? Like, I wish there were, like, some unique traits that, like, oh, maybe these, like, I know that requires more effort, but it'd be cool to see, like, oh, these 5 villagers have the superhero trait. Or maybe it's like they do, like, a sub-trait, right? Where it's like, hey, they'll be, like, I think they're workout villagers, so whatever the muscle one is. But they have the subcategory of superhero, which they're mostly still muscle, but they have, like, the occasional line that, like, links them up to superheroes, right? Or specifically make Popstar one as well, because I know there's those 2 rabbits that are pop stars, and then there's Vidi and Vici who aren't in this game, but I wish they were. I also wish the Zelda ones had come back, because those ones are cool. The Wolf Link, the Ganon Pig, the Epona. Those were cool ones. There was another one. I don't know, I like the idea of Nintendo villagers, right? From, like, the different series. Especially with the Amiibo. Like, I would have... VD and Viche were cool. The Breath of the Wild ones were cool. I know there was one other series that had villagers, but I don't remember which one that was. Or at least, I like the idea of, like, Mario as a frog. I know I've seen Mario as a rabbit as well, but especially after Odyssey, I'm like, no, Mario would be a frog. Yeah, Mario would be a frog. That'd be cool. Because normally, like, Animal Crossing is filled with love for other Nintendo games. But not really in this one. This one, I mean, there's like one or two things. But that's actually kind of rare. There's, like, compared to, like, there's no, like, fortune cookie in this game. And they say they are adding Mario stuff, but not until fucking March, which is still months away. Oh yeah, Biden hit 69, 69, 69, 69 votes. Nice. Yeah, that happened earlier today because again, Biden's got the lead in the popular vote by by a landslide. God, isn't that crazy how potentially both elections Trump's been involved with have had him lose by the popular vote? It's almost like the system is fucking broken. I still stand by that. The first thing that if Biden gets in, the biggest priority, not just of Biden, but of the entire country, and this is a bipartisan thing, by the way, should be voter reform. Making sure, not just getting rid of the Electoral College, right? Not just getting rid of the Electoral College and making it popular vote, but completely redoing how we do elections. Allowing for third-party candidates, right? Samson. Oh, I'm Samson. Cool. So have you ever gone on a solo? Gosh dang it, another muscle guy, really? Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. But no, this should be right, completely changing up how voting is done in this country. So that way you are represented by the people who represent you should be the biggest priority. After two elections that were like this, where the president potentially lost the popular vote, the guy who loses the popular vote loses the election. I know that wasn't what the Electoral College was specifically to like propagate slaveholders and whatnot. But even still, the Constitution is a living document. It can be amended. We can pass a constitutional amendment to completely change how elections are done in this country. This should be a bipartisan issue. But of course, the people in charge don't want to change anything because they know that they will be voted. Because they believe, and it's probably true, that under a new election system, they won't win. Right? They won't get their seats back. I mean, that's not all of them. Like, I guarantee, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Elaine Omar won their seats back last night, and I guarantee you, under a different voting system, they'd probably still win. But it's time we completely redo vote. That should be the biggest priority above everything else. Should be making it so that voting actually represents the people. Not just getting rid of the Electoral College. That's not simple enough. But we need a full reform on how voting is done. Like, the fact that everyone isn't just automatically registered to vote at 18 is fucking shameful. Right? But again, that was specifically put in place to try to disenfranchise minority groups, specifically African Americans. Right? That's why registering to vote exists. And that's why in some states you can register as a, like, you can register to vote and vote on the same day, whereas in other states you have to register like upwards of a month or two in advance. It's all fucking dreadful. So this is the first bamboo island we're getting. I'm surprised this is the first bamboo island I'm getting. We've seen a lot of islands, and yeah, bamboo island. I think we have, what, one more ticket? So we're going to go to one more island. We're probably not going to find anything, but I'm going to try again tomorrow. I do admittedly also have something to do today in like 15 minutes, so that's why. Normally, I've usually on New Villager days, we go a little longer than normal. But because I have something to do in 15 minutes, I can't. Alright. Let's fly. Use my Nook Miles. Oh my god. I don't know if you can hear that, but that's people in Michigan, probably earlier today, yelling for the poll workers inside to stop the count. Right, to stop them from counting votes because Michigan switched. Because last night, right, it was Trump and now it's... Oh god, is this who we're ending off on? Really? I mean, it could be worse. It could be Pretty or whatever her name was. Eh, whatever. Who cares? That fish looks really big. It's not what I'm looking for. Maybe it's just trick of the eye. That fish looks rather big. I think all the sharks are gone as well. No, that feels big. Listen to that. Yeah, that was a sturgeon. Yeah, I could just tell. I don't know. Honestly, I can't tell, but I've had a complicated track record. But that felt very sturgeon-y. Yeah, we've got an anxiety we've got an anxiety-filled couple of weeks ahead of us. We really do. Honestly, it's not even no matter like what happens with the Supreme Court, nothing's over yet. It's clear that the country, like the fact that the election is this close, that we are right, that every last vote counts, that currently the only reason Biden's winning is because of 8,000 votes in Nevada, shows that no, nothing's changed. Even though, yeah, Trump has handled the coronavirus horribly, killed over 200,000 people, and does not give a fuck about any of us, right? He doesn't even love his own kids. Why would he care about any of us? Right? People still believe in him. And our country is still broken. So yeah, there's still a lot more work to do. There's still a lot more work to do. But hopefully I'll be here talking about Animal Crossing and anything else. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. I would like to keep going, honestly, like, because there is a chance that come tomorrow this spot is filled up by somebody random. I hope it doesn't happen, but there is that possibility. And if so, I'm taking some we're bringing in another card villager. Don't know which one. I'll figure that out. But I really hope it's not the case. But we'll see. Oh, we should go sell this stuff and go to the bank and put stuff in the bank. Yeah, we should go do that, actually. But yeah, I'll be here. And I'm sure we'll talk about the election tomorrow. And hopefully by Friday it'll have died. Like, Pennsylvania will have been in. Nevada and Arizona will be. I mean, they're already calling Arizona. Some places have already called Arizona for Biden, and Biden's gonna take Arizona, but because I mean they've got that astronaut running, man. People like astronauts and war heroes, and while there hasn't been a war hero in a while, there's been a few astronauts. I mean, when I say there hasn't really been that many war heroes who have been running for office, is what I mean. I mean, the big one I can think of is McCain. But of course, Trump hates veterans, right? Trump hates, if he's a soldier, he thinks you're a sucker. If you're a veteran, he thinks you're a loser, right? That the fact that people would actually stand for something and die for their country is just something he cannot understand. It boggles his mind. I was just, as we were coming over here, I was like, you know what? The money tree's probably hidden in the flowers. I was just thinking about that, and I was like, yeah, sure enough. We'll sell the 2 fossils tomorrow. Yeah, I was just thinking about that. Oh, yeah, God, I forgot Lucky's birthday was today. We did that over an hour ago, and I completely spaced on it. Oh, God. Hey, Nan. Sup, how are you doing, kid? A little fresh air never fails to cheer me up. And then Audie's singing in the plaza to Carmen. They're both pop stars, right? Or what the type I call pop star, even though it's actually something else. Oh, and we do have a new computer chip. I do got to keep that in mind. Where did the antique bed come from Yuka? Huh, that's weird and random. Anything? I think we have house. Yeah. Let's deposit, I don't know, like 140. Okay, we're almost at 21 million. For some reason, the inside of my mouth is like my right cheek is like weird. It's not like cut or anything, or at least I don't think it is. And honestly, I didn't even drink that much last night. Like, I bought a case of those lemonades that we talked about yesterday. I had like 1 more of them. No, I didn't even drink that much last night. I don't know. I was considering. There was like one reason I was holding off on it, and then at some point that changed, and yeah. All right, let's I guess that's what we're gonna. Do I have any Nook Miles things? I do, of course. I guess that's where we're gonna end off today. Tomorrow we'll either be back villager hunting, or shenanigans beget shenanigans. I don't know. We'll figure it out. It's been a long day with the election, and it's gonna be a long week. I mean, we won't know fully Pennsylvania until Friday. Probably Friday night. So, and then of course, all those votes coming from Pennsylvania, Trump's going to try to say don't count, because of course he is. Let's actually. Yep, gap is still narrowing in Pennsylvania. I mean, they've only reported 86% of the votes, but The gap is still narrowing. Yep. So we'll see. It might. I mean, it might. It might not. I'm actually kind of. I'm also as worried about Nevada, which hasn't changed. Still 8,000. About an 8,000 vote difference. Technically a little less than that, but yeah. So I'm so worried about Nevada. I don't know. My hope is that Nevada realizes that Trump's plan to handle coronavirus is herd immunity. Herd immunity is going to kill millions of people, and Nevada won't be able to Nevada, which is heavily based on tourism, won't be able to reopen or do anything for years. They're going to be vastly crippled by this. At least under Biden's plan, by this time next year they should be back up and running, right? Whereas Trump's just going to completely fuck them over, especially in like Vegas and whatnot. And I know most of the uncounted votes are in Vegas, so I have hope that the people of Nevada, especially of Vegas, realize this, and that Nevada will that Nevada will stay blue. But we'll see. We shall see. But yeah, that's where I'm going to end off for today, so I hope you all enjoyed. Stay tuned for more. Until next time, peace.